Hi everybody and welcome to a new episode of Banter Blitz. My name is Jan Gustafsson. I'm delighted to be here and play some more Blitz games with all of you challengers. In order to challenge me, you have to be a Chess24 premium member. To become one, you can go premium on Chess24 if you're not one yet, and then challenge me. My username is the very uncomplicated Tupac Shakur. You also find the direct link to challenging me in the Chess24 chat. I was gonna say sorry that I sound more distracted than usual, but I think I sound fairly distracted all the time. Today's story it's a very exciting story. I woke up at 7:30, which is not my favorite time to wake up because my wife had to work and my son is sick. So I hung out with him until 3ish, and then I basically passed out. And by passed out, I mean I went on a prolonged nap. I woke up 50 minutes ago, so I'm very, very fresh and motivated to play some games. What's up with you? Sorry, that was a very loud game begin sound. I'm wearing headphones. I hope the sound is sort of alright. My, what do you call this? My lighting? It's starting to make some angry roars. Oof, this is intense though. But let's play a lovely chess game against Liam MC93. Oh, there you can see my code Yanistan to go premium on Chess24. Challenge me, ask me questions in the opening clinic. Watch our Inside Team Magna series, all that. Use that code. And we'll play a lovely chess game right here, right now. This is the Gioco Piano, as we call it, where White has an abundance of move order choice. You can play with h3 first, castle, c3. It's a science all by itself when you do what. But, primitive as I am, I shall try to open the center. Recapture here. I've had this position before. Someone played rook e1 here. I went bishop e6. And I think Anish recently, he's done some funky stuff with some knight bd2 and then some b4 at some point. Against Tabatabai. Still many options here though. We'll see where Liam MC goes. I'm aware I'm higher rated, but I'm not fooled by these ratings on Chess24. Sometimes people just start playing. He started with 1500, he crushed everybody. And here he is. So I'm still very, very concerned. Also, I just mentioned Anish played some knight b2, but I have zero recollection of what black was supposed to do here. Guess get the bishop out, then knight e4, bishop e7, some knight to g5. Looks a bit scary. If in doubt, king to the corner. And to prepare f6 or f5, but probably f6 without being pinned here. Do I need to go to e7 or can I afford going here? I'd like to go here. Just wondering if any bad things can happen on g5. We'll find out. And now, my great plan was to play f6, reinforce the center and all these squares. Knight g3 makes sense. I guess I can go here. So 3-0 game. I'm down to 118 for whatever reason. Feels very unfair. But I can change my fortunes by speeding up. How are you people? Is there anybody out there? Can you see this? Hear this? I'm always worried. Which I think is where this journey will end eventually. That I just think that I'm streaming, but I'm really not. I'm just emptily talking into a microphone in a dark basement room without any windows. So, if we have 2 people watching... Oh, Zugpflicht is there. That feels very reassuring. A3, does he want to go B4? Do I care? I care. Dangerous right in the house too. We're up to 2. It's all good. So which direction should we go with today's Banter Blitz? Choice number 1. Serious chess analysis. Queen d7 protects the bishop. Prepares to bring the rook to the center. Hints at bishop takes h3. Choice number 2. We debate the NBA playoffs. That tends to be very, very popular on chess streams. What was Philadelphia doing last night? No effort. No resistance. That was sad. But on the plus side, Al Horford. What an amazing game at age 35. And inspiration to all of us aging men. Choice number 3. I forgot what choice number 3 was. I had a big plan for 3. I forgot what it was. I could relentlessly plug all my fantastic recent podcast appearances on the Perpetual Chess podcast, on the Chicken Chess Club podcast, all my other activities, but it sounds less tempting as a choice now that I voiced it than it felt in my head. So where do we go? It's just 1 or 2 at this point. Did I win on time? Fantastic. Thanks for the game. Anything but 1. Fair enough. Fair enough. Ignacio is saying 5 viewers seems very low. That's about average for me. Thanks, guys. Let's play more chess games. Wrong screen. Dudafan is saying, let's combine choice number 2 with number 3. My problem is I'm a bit out of topics. It's also, I guess it's an aging thing. Like I used to only follow pop culture and sports and chess. Now, no chess obviously. Very limited pop culture. Sports, only NBA. Well, I spent my days listening to, I don't know, politics podcasts when I'm not sleeping, which is also still very, very much a part of my day. So I replaced all the fun stuff and chess with sleeping and politics, which I'm not sure how good a topic either sleeping or politics is for a Banter Blitz. Therefore, I don't know where to go from here. Choice number 3, best hip-hop artists. That's tough, like all-time greats. You guys know that I'm Team Biggie, even though my username is Tupac Shakur. Gotta give Eminem credit. Then my preference get weird quickly. I do love Jadakiss. Have you guys heard of Jadakiss? Early Jadakiss on the locks. That's the kind of music Grandpa used to listen to. I'm not betting the NBA. I'm not betting anything. Zugpflicht is saying you can be current and witty or have a life. There's also door 3. You can be neither of these two, which is what I'm going for. Here, I should be somewhat better. I never know if you're supposed to play a4 in such positions to stop b5. Always feels weird to play a4, but now they do it everywhere. Like this Fabi Alireza game, they had the standard Carlsbad structure, and Fabi all of a sudden plays a4 to stop b5 instead of going for the minority attack. Was a bit shocking. Bishop f5 always feels like a good move to play because you're pinning. Thanks, Liam. Liam is a big fan of the Chicken Chess Club. Glad to hear. Duda fan saying, Michael is the GOAT, Kobe second, LeBron loser. That's not technically hip-hop artists. With Dame Lillard we could debate. Or even Kobe. Didn't Kobe have some bars? Can I go here? Rook a8, a bit of a sign that something's gone wrong for Dangerous Ride. What was the song Magnus featured on? That was the Norwegian rap track Vemstall Spanolen. Sorry, my Norwegian is still very much non-existent. Can I win some pawn? Not yet. Takes. Bishop e7. Queen e7, dc. I could try. Not sure if this is cashing in too early, but might as well. Zukli is saying, we could all talk and enjoy about how bad of a season the Lakers had. I really want to watch that show Winning Time, which is hard to watch here because I don't have HBO, but I'm sure I'd be in love with that show. Gotta watch it. As for the Lakers, yeah, I'm not sure who was the mastermind behind getting Russell Westbrook. I think we all suspected it's LeBron, but it clearly did not work out as planned. Then again, it's very unclear what the plan was. Like, we know who Russell Westbrook is, and for him to fit on that team, I couldn't see how it was going to work. Here he should go rook d7, but it's of course a bit of a sad move to play. g6 I could take, no? Queen e8. Do I give the bishop or do I keep it? I like bishops. Might as well keep it. Time to make a luft. Nowadays everybody plays h4 instead of h3. So, gotta go with the times. Check. Not a check, but this one is a check. Glorious victory. Thanks for the game. Dangerous ride. He can't take because of Queen e7. There are updates, by the way, on the big trash debate in my neighborhood. I'm not sure if you guys missed any previous episodes. Hard to believe. But we were under suspicion, wrongly under suspicion, to have wrongly separated our trash in Germany. This is the prime crime you can commit, to have something that's not organic waste, inorganic waste, or the other way around. We have 3 separate trash cans. It's really a science what goes in where. But we're pretty decent at that science. By we, I mean my wife. I'm, of course, fairly hopeless. But we did get under suspicion to have done it wrongly. And then there was even an accusation that our trash cans were not emptied because of our crimes. So there was a message, very much like leaving this fish in The Godfather, that someone on our, what's called a parking spot, even though we don't have a car, there's a little spot. Someone left this an empty trash can. No. What did they leave? I don't speak English. Apologies. Someone left a bag with trash, some organic waste that wasn't ours, but they left it on our parking spot, clearly sending a message. I know it was you, Frodo. I voiced my discomfort with some of the neighborhood detectives, who also mentioned that some diapers were spotted in the wrong place and that there were only 2 families with kids in diaper age, making us more of a suspect. Once again, was not us. I also mentioned that I thought it was a bit weird to go through other people's trash to figure out if they left it wrongly. And especially weird to leave trash on people's parking spots to send a message. But the accuser did not identify themselves. So now there was a new controversy that the trash can apparently was not emptied last week, which of course brought some of the detectives. And there's some neighborhood mailing group or whatever. So that matter was of course raised and the detectives were back. But there's a very happy ending to this story. The trash cans were, after all, emptied and there was no crime committed by any of the neighbors. The reason was that the, what do you call it, the waste disposal company just, I don't know. I don't know the actual reason, but it was a technical error or whatever on their car and not a trashical error on allegedly Jan's part. So the topic is not settled, clearly. I still plead my innocence and I still wonder how to make progress there. What I think the way is that I invite the most eager trash detectives into our house and we give them a little tour. They could see what brands of diapers we use and they could inspect our 3 separate trash cans where, before I throw anything away, now I'm thinking for like 5 minutes in order not to commit mistakes. But I think the only way here is transparency. I mean, this might sound silly, but I'm sure lifelong rivalries have been created in many a German neighborhood because of trash controversy. And I'm starting to get it. I'm very worked up about the trash wars. And I do think that at this part it deserves at least a 6-part Netflix series. Because the tables keep turning. We're friendly with the other family that's under diapers suspicion. But they are also denying it was them. So now it's the question, is one of us lying? Should we become bitter enemies with the other diaper family because we suspect them? Or is there some fast flag operation and someone planted the diapers to make us look suspect? This could go many a direction. And I'm not sure any of them would improve my life quality. Always great to throw some German World War II jokes in here. This feels appropriate. Thank you. Another Italian? This is going to be the base for the next big German language original, After Dark. Couldn't agree more. What I would like is have it a little more self-serious than dark. Like instead of rain in 95% of the scenes, let's have rain in 100% of the scenes. And instead of having 1 joke per season, let's cut it down to 0 jokes. I think Dark overdid it a little with the jokiness. Rook to d1. What's theory here? Do you go d5? Do you go 96? I think you go 96. Dark was a little lighthearted and silly. I couldn't agree more. C3 now? Supposed to go D5? D5 looks normal. Don't make me calculate, Mr. Sousa. I just woke up. One thing I love doing is pre-moving queen takes d6 here. Which sometimes hurts a bit if they don't take en passant. He seems to know what he's doing. It's freaking me out. Maybe c d6 and then d5 was the way to dry it up. I obviously want to grab the pawn, but it feels a bit risky with the king in the center. Okay. This doesn't look critical. Now we can. And we can run, but we cannot hide. One of the dumbest statements ever made. Because you can always hide. And if they discover you, you go back to running. So you can run, but you can't hide. Makes no sense whatsoever. I guess pawn takes. I'm not sure why I guess pawn takes. Queen takes does not double my pawns. But I like pawn takes. Liam saying, Jadek is the legend. You should listen to Pusha T if you do not do already. Please, Liam MC. Daytona I've listened to probably more than any other, at least than any other recent album in the last couple of years. Love Pusha T. The new album I haven't listened to as much yet. But yeah, big fan. We're still trying to become what Pusha T is to fake drug dealer rap for chess or for talking nonsense. But it's a challenge. Knight bd2. Knight f4 or take on d4. Knight f4 looks randomly active. Does it do anything after queen f3 though? Not sure. Guess I should take. Now do something boring. Gotta stay on brand. This looks as boring as it gets. Not sure it was the best move, frankly. I don't want him to go 94 with tempo, but it feels a bit meek. Queen c4. It should be somewhat better. Question is how much better. But I do have very active bishops. And white is like half a tempo away from developing fully, like rook d4 at bishop f6. Gotta speed up a little, as usual, there's no time. It's but 3+2. That was foolish, Mr. Sousa. How will you flag me when we get increment? You gotta go for a 3-0 game and then distract me with trash controversies. That's the way to do this. What should I take? Nothing, maybe? Maybe nothing. My position looks so good. Why change the nature of it? Duda fan is comparing, not wrongly, my trash case to the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case. I haven't followed that much recently, but as most of us, I did get a little obsessed at some point with following that case. And I became a big Johnny Depp fan. Like, I was never like a Pirates of the Caribbean hat. But from what you could see there, and I'm aware we're dealing with actors, but what a nice, decent, witty man. loved by everyone around him. Except for his ex-wife, maybe. But yeah, I became a big fan, but I haven't followed the latest details of the course. The new Pusha T is superb. Yeah, I should give it a re-listen. I only heard it once. Here, I'm in good shape. Just too short. Not the first time I hear that. Wow. Johnny Depp haters in the chat. Haters is strong. Helps to be rich, to be beloved? Is that the case? Do not stalemate, Jan. That was close. This I've seen before. So is Mr. Sousa. Thanks for the game. Warrior Fear. Fidemaster Wanya Land. I wonder that if Fidemaster Wanya Land uses air travel, if he then CD5 is not the move I should play, but I did. If he then texts whoever wants to pick him up, I'll let you know. I bungled my very weak joke already. So, nah, it's too sad. It's too sad. What I wanted to say was, if then whoever picks him up texts him, let me know Wanya Land. It's not my finest joke moment, and I also messed up my own fantastic punchline. So let's just start from the beginning, shall we? Hi everybody, welcome to Banter Blitz. My name is Jan Gustafsson. I am a highly experienced chess grandmaster. I'm the new German head coach. I am also a member of the Magnus Carlsen World Championship teams. So you will be surprised how weak I am at chess. But it's my sparkling personality that gets me into all these fantastic circles. We are playing against Fidemaster Wanya Land, who just developed his knight, which I guess is allowed, but it caught me a little off guard, not gonna lie. What do we do about it? He just brings the horsey out. Bishop a6 is sometimes cute, but it doesn't get us anything here. I could threaten checkmate, but he would probably spot that. So I'll go for the empty gesture move. Queen g4, see what happens. I'll go to the Olympiad. I'm the German team captain. We're threatening checkmate. Ah, he parried it. Time to bring some rooks somewhere. But where? I don't think anybody ever knows where to put rooks. I think you just make random guesses. I want to go f5 and checkmate. It might backfire badly. Yeah, I guess it's not the time for f5. Should I bring the rook, or is that asking for trouble? It's probably asking for a bit of trouble. It's the usual. Oh yeah, it was asking for a lot of trouble actually. The thing that I missed is that after bishop c8, queen g3, which I was intending, after bishop h4, my queen does not have a whole lot of squares. After bishop c8, I still have bishop f6, but it wasn't ideal. Oh, it's a 3-0 game too, so I better make some moves. I usually say that and then follow up by not making any moves. Sorry. 20 seconds is not ideal here. I'm trying to panic checkmate him with 13 seconds, but it does not look like I will succeed. No checkmates, are there? Nope. I don't see them, at least. That's sad. Well played. 1 year land. Yeah. Okay, the position was in bad shape anyway. That's the problem with me being an idiot, and also with the mixing time controls. I blame those, but mainly with me being an idiot. So I had a good position, and then I no longer had a good position. How do you break through here? Like, white should be better, or it felt to me like white should be better. But then I just stared at it and couldn't figure out what goes where. Queen g3 feels dumb. I was freaked out after rook df1, that bishop c8, and this queen g3, bishop h4 could happen again. I don't know, maybe it's not as great as I thought it was. Weird. Anyway, good game, Mr. 1 year land. I did have queen c2 in the opening. Yeah, that part I realized later. But what can you do? Let's play more. Oops. Let's play more FIDE Masters. Here we are against Imperator. Okay, time to speed up, Jan. 3 minutes is not as long as people think. Check. I've been studying this for my upcoming Chessable course. I'm not very advanced yet in my studies, so don't judge the course on whatever I'll mix up in a second. But I like that we can grab a pawn here. Here we go. b5 or b6, I can't remember. In b5, sometimes you lose to some trickery, but I guess... No, I guess you take, because b5, a4, let's say, bishop d2, then there's knight f d2, so I think we take And then after knight bd2, we can go b5. Basically, my plan is to capture pawn and then grimly hang on to it. Pawn Pusher saying, is Jan reading Chess24 chat? I never read any chats. I'm awkward with the interaction. The warmth of human companionship is freaking me out. Can I go b4 here? Is that a good move? Not sure. Knight How worried should I be about losing this pawn? I guess not too worried. Hang on, do I need to pre-move this, or could I do better with some queen c7 or whatnot? So, my current plan is to put the horsey here. Oh, I did pre-move this. Great, Jan. All right. What do we have here? What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach. Bishop a6, rook a6, so nothing a6, bishop d7. So many options. Takes. Do I go ed or queen takes? I guess queen takes accentuates my passed pawn a bit. He's not worried. Maybe he's right, rook to b2, and not clear how I shall promote that pawn. But here we are. No idea what's happening. My best guess is it's roughly equal, but no idea. Feels like I made some progress. Can give a check. My best guess is it's no longer roughly equal. Thanks for the game, Imperator. So Pawn Pusher, after confirming if I read the chat, he now follows up with Jan looks rusty, because he needed to make sure that I read the chat first. I'm very rusty, Pawn Pusher. But the problem is, I'm not sure if at this point it's still possible to shake off the rust, or if it's just permanent rust, like rust coal. I'm not sure if that rust will ever leave again. It's a worrying thought. Imperator saying, cheers, I better look at the line, I reckon. Yeah, like I said, I've been sort of studying this for the course. I think black is fine here after a4, c6. But of course, white has a ton of options in every one of these positions. It's very confusing, but generally I think it's fine for black. Who do we play today in our little chess club here? How about Misha Botvinnik? Duda fan is saying, Jan, during Chess Olympia, please choose the weakest German players against Poland. I'd love to, Duda fan, but the problem is there are no weak spots on the team. So even if I tried, it's not gonna work. D3. Let's bring the bishop out. Fox Yuba is saying Banter Blitz with Trent could be fun too. Ooh, be careful what you wish for. I miss Lawrence though. I hope he's doing okay. I guess he lost another match to Greg, or I'm not sure when that match is. Just assuming. I do miss him. What do we do here? Pawn to be wild is asking, are you playing rubbish intentionally? And someone forgot to bring the funny. Let's do something funny. Ah, no, that's my way of cheering myself up these days. When chat gives you the alley-oop. Yeah, I'm waiting. Knight f1. I'm supposed to go bishop e6 or knight e7, knight g6. The stream title just changed to Banter Blitz avec Laurent Fressinet et le nouveau champion de France sub-20, Jovan Gatineau. Wow. That's just wrong. That's probably Laurent clicking on the wrong restream. But it does feel like a hostile move from Mr. Fressinet. The trend matches today. I can't wait. Like, I won't watch it, but I can't wait to hear. The banter, the great banter. Generally, I am Twitter is my favorite Twitter. There's so much stuff going on. Like, it's gonna be great. I understand. I agree. It's big disrespect by Monsieur Laurent. Alright, what is this position? It looks like it's a normal position. Hot take. Am I supposed to worry about this pawn? And if so, how? How exactly? I don't like my position that much upon closer inspection. I still don't know what to do. Like, you want to play queen d7, but he could take at some point. If I have to do something weird, like queen d6, knight e4, queen d7, it feels like something's gone wrong. Tiamo is saying, how many languages can Jan speak? Oh, I'm multilingual. Ich spreche sehr gut Deutsch. Deutsch ist meine Muttersprache. Und die Leute lieben es, wenn ich Deutsch spreche, weil Deutsch einfach so schön melodisch ist. Es rollt von der Zunge und niemand fühlt sich jemals bedroht. Hablo algo de español, aunque me cuesta porque no sé decir la R, pero sé comunicar bastante bien. Aunque ahora mismo estoy dudando si se dice sé comunicar o puedo comunicar. Muy complicado español. Zij está. Niet puñetera idea. Ik kan heel goed Nederlands praten. Maar nu, als ik het nieuwe kapitein van Duitsland ben, weet ik niet of ik nog lekker praktisch kreeg met mijn Nederlandse vriendjes. Maar Nederlands vind ik ook heel leuk. Je peux parler français très bien, très bien. Laurent pense aussi que mon français c'est formidable. Jij verstaat niet norsk? Oof, my language flex is coming to an end. I have no idea if taking on h3 was any good. Probably not, but had to do something. Vanchess. Don't misspell my name in the fake title. Ooh, Queen f5? Bishop f5? Is that a bit of an issue? Ooh, Bishop f5, we might have had a bye-bye queen situation, no? Had me a little worried. Now I can use this amazing tactical prowess again. How's your tie? Oh, my tie is excellent too. Sawadeka. Now all of a sudden I'm in good shape because takes rook e1, knight f1. There should be something. What is it though? Don't see it. Just make a move. Queen d3. Do we want to exchange queens? Here's a check. Could take and go rook e1, which would be on Chicken Chess Club brand, albeit somewhat sad. What's the time control? That's 3+2, so we can chill. Blunder, bishop takes h6. Oof, I should stop blundering everything all the time. Sometimes it bothers me when I blunder all my pieces. No checkmates even here? Looks like there should be some checkmate somewhere, no? So at least it's a check. It's not exactly mate. But in order to give mate, you have to give a check first. Misha, you played a good game. Do you like your chances here? Thank you. What's happening? Jan, I listened to your new podcast. Very enjoyable. Thank you. In the next episode, could you guys discuss, unlikely, If one has to start young to manage to get good, yeah, we can end the discussion right here, right now. Yes, one absolutely has to start young. Young to manage to get good. Depends on your definition of good, of course. But I'm sure Chat will know all the counterexamples. There are very few grandmasters that did not start at a very young age. The journey of checkmate starts with 1,000 checks. I think that's absolutely correct. Wiggy! Wiggy, wiggy, wiggy. What do people do here? Like the smart people play g6. Now I don't know. I guess they develop pieces. This was one of the more boring systems out there, right? So it should fit. It's this line, right? Knight b5, knight a6 or some nonsense. Pawn Pushers has been a Chess24 premium member for 8 years. Wow. That's a long time. Time goes by, yeah, Pawn Pusher. Time flies when you're having fun. Time can go very slowly when you're suffering. But happy to have you, Pawn Pusher. And yeah, 8 years, that's crazy. BC looks wrong. What am I supposed to do? Knight a6, he could go c6. I don't want that. Maybe queen here. Knight a6, still c6. Have I achieved anything then? I don't know. Could just... Also feels a little slow. Knight e4 maybe? Let's find out. Not sure what I'm doing here. There should be some way to maybe even be better with black, because of the BC. Both these pawns are so weak, but the timing I am not sure about. I want to take this pawn without losing too much time after queen c5, bishop e3. Queen b5. What's going on? Bunch of options. I could just develop with knight c6. Maybe that's prudent. I don't know. Chess is too tough. The problem with chess, it's not me. It's chess. It's very difficult. Promise I didn't start young enough. That's very true. Very true. All these years lost, sailing around the Mediterranean Sea, learning how to read and write. Should have gotten my Mephisto Mondial 2 earlier. Queen d3 feels like an admission that something's gone wrong. Now after knight c5, I just pick up the pawn with tempo, while this one is weak as well. Yeah, and he returns to b5, which should be a sign that things aren't going great. Should take this. Not sure which way. Queen takes. What happens then? Should be 3, I guess. Bishop takes. Grandmasterly thought process. Should take the pawn somehow. Should develop a piece somehow. What's the time control? 3 + 2. We have time. I like my new diligence of checking the time control. Knight takes or bishop takes? Missed rook c5, of course, but after bishop g2, I'm still okay. I should stop missing everything. It'll be a weird material balance, at least. He should do it, because if not, he's more or less lost. But, yeah. Not exactly necessary. So what is this? Textbooks usually teach you to exchange a pair of rooks in such situations. Is this one of those situations? Not sure, frankly. That makes some sense even here. Yeah, he doesn't take, because we're trying to get to this pawn quickly. Okay, time to speed up a bit. Sorry, focused. Doesn't mean I'm playing good moves, but it does mean I'm paying attention. E4, that's weird. Knight a5, rook a3. D3, there's knight b5. How does that end? Ah, no. Rook d3 feels wrong. Shouldn't have done that. I'm keeping the b pawn, not the c pawn, because the b pawn looks harder to deal with for the white pieces. Run, b pawn. I guess this should be winning. Looks winning. Does it not? It's a bit slow, that plan. Oh yeah, it's just lost. And Wiggy resigns. Oof, tough fight. Thanks for the game, Wiggy. I guess rook takes e3 might be a winning pawn end game, but why bother, frankly too. I think this position is sort of straightforward. Either way. What else do we have? Has anybody seen this movie that everyone's raving about? At least on my Twitter feed, this Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, or whatever it's called. That's not the exact title. But people sound very excited about that movie. You've all seen Morbius. People sounded less excited about Morbius. Is Morbius worth watching because it's so trash that that's the good kind of trash, or is it just bad? What's this? Alexander. I'll just play. In typical dry fashion. Take the bishops and hope that I'm slightly better. A4, I don't know. Looks like he's done this before. Knight c7, nah. He hasn't done this before. He's just freestyling. You had me fooled, Alexander. But knight c7, I no longer believe you. We don't believe you. You need more people. What do I do though? Take. What is this position? I usually assume white is slightly better in all these types of things. The question is, how do I react to knight e6? Do I just go queen e2 and take on e6? I guess so. It's a little meek, but I don't want this knight to have too great a career. But still some pressure. a7 is a bit uncomfortable. Potentially a6 could become an issue. So I always enjoyed these types of positions. Never won any, but I always enjoyed the road to the draw. Rockerman Murphy is saying a supposedly fun thing I'll never do again. Rockerman Murphy, this is a family show. I'm not sure how much we can talk about sex on this. Extremely loud and incredibly close. Can I go a6? Wow, Play Magnus Group Ambassador Anish Giri is here. Tremendous honor. How are you doing, Anish? Totiesti is saying, but it was a bad idea to watch it with my mom. What are we talking about now? We're talking about this everything, everywhere, something? I heard it's amazing. To me, that's amazing. I can tell the people around us just want to be famous. I don't know what to do. I'm winning now. So usually, once I reach a winning position, I stop having any interest in the game and I just make random moves until it peters out to a draw. Anish, any advice? How can we improve on winning positions? Is it focus? Me Celeste is imagine watching an A24 film. Unironically. Imagine watching C24 unironically. Pin. The pin looks unpleasant for Alexander. Pre-move. No bigger pre-mover than me. That question is below the belt. Apologies. Let's go back to sex talk. So is that movie filthy? I know nothing about it. I've just seen my timeline raving about it. The everything, everywhere, something. So it's not a movie I should go watch with my mom. Sorry, Mom. Movie date off again. Bishop h4. Expert play. Stop trying to actually flag me. Just accept that I have more rooks than you. Alexander. If we start fighting in losing positions, we won't get anything serious done. Oof. American absurdist comedy drama film written and directed by Dan Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. Absurdist sounds right up your alley, Jan. No offense. Some offense taken. Rockman Murphy is saying, this is wild. Anish Giri, the dad from the chess games. I've seen on YouTube on the chat. That is amazing. Well, what time control is this? 1 + 1? Come on, Anish. Give the people more. More. The people want more. But he knows he's playing his main repertoire. Come on, Anish. You know I don't have a clue about stuff. Like, I have files, but I can't remember them. Please, buy Anish's Chessable course. Play Bishop A7 like Magnus. Whoa. Oof. Should this be a theoretical battle? Bishop E3? You're not supposed to go Bishop G5? This feels wrong. Everything about this feels very wrong. What am I supposed to do? I wasn't supposed to go 97. Here? He's thinking. We have him thinking. I didn't think about it. I promise. He's calculating. ED6. He goes knight takes. All right. Guess I should take. Put the horsey somewhere. What is this position? It's weird, as usual. There is knight f7. Queen d1, rook d1, rook f7, rook d8, knight f8. Yes, knight g5. Okay, that's unfortunate. Okay, it's too complicated for Anish. No! He spotted it! That is a check. Still weird. Endgame. There's a draw, Anish. Just saying. Takes, knight e7, knight f7, king g8, knight h6. Just mentioning it. Wow. You expected? You expected that? That's so unfair. He's too good for us, chat. The usual Anish too good problem. Yeah. I messed up. Very sad. Very sad situation. Yeah. I'm a bit short on pawns all of a sudden. Good game, Mr. Giri. Thanks for stopping by. This was a weird position. Yeah, I blundered knight f7, of course. I have no clue if I'm worse or better or something in between here. Bishop e6 maybe? And that's way too complicated for me, frankly. So if e d6... Can I go to analyze? I guess I don't have a screen for it, but I can try. Bishop e6 bad. I take in knight g5, queen b3. Yeah, felt a bit slow. So what's the position? Knight f7. I thought we do our thing. Queen d1, knight d1, b5. Ah, there I had the draw. Yeah. Obviously, had I spotted it, I'd have grabbed that draw instantly. Ah, yeah, here I had b5. Takes, b5, and move repetition. That makes sense. Yeah, queen e7. I underestimated this queen d6. I'm pretending like I thought about stuff, obviously. I just make random moves and hope it's okay. But now it's already unpleasant, yeah? b5, bishop e6, which I also didn't see coming. And somehow I'm not in time to touch the white construction. Anyway, good stuff. Thank you, Monsieur Giri. I hope your embassing is fulfilling your life with the great joy it should bring. Here take and rook f8, knight c7. What do you mean? Takes rook e8 is d7, or probably a different position. Ah, take on e6, obviously. Takes rook f8, knight c7. Gotcha. Yeah. I don't know. Surprisingly. Or maybe not surprisingly. Awkward to play, but it doesn't feel too bad. Maybe I can go bishop b7 as takes and check. Who knows? Chess too difficult for me, the usual conclusion. Maybe some deep move like rook a7. Take on e6 and rook a d8. You mean after takes, knight takes, rook f8, knight c7, rook a d8? Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, thanks Anish. And what is there to plug Anish? Buy Anish's Chessable courses. Obviously, buy my Chessable course first, chessable.com/Jan. But then, if you have some money left over, go buy the fantastic Italian course, where this position is not featured. I looked at bishop b3 because Anish gives, I think, bishop b3 in a very similar position, maybe with h6. Bishop a7 is what Magnus played to surprise Nepomniachtchi in the World Championship match. Knight a3 is critical here. h6 is a move which I think people have played since castles. Is a bit of a misremembering thing, but that might also be a move like, I think, knight b5, bishop b6, and you pin here. It's fascinating, the Italian. I've spent not half the hours that Anish has spent, obviously, on it, but quite a lot of time by now, and I'm still confused every time. Like, is this the position with h6, without h6? Is this the position with h3, without h3? It's just impossible. I don't think anybody can figure out move orders in the Italian. My pawn is on a6 in a position I know, but with the pawn on a5, what does it change? I think it's just time to give up, and we just make some random moves. My next Chessable course, I'm working on a course against 1d4, but working is a very strong word. I'm sitting there at night watching basketball and thinking, shit, should do that too. So yeah, it's gonna be something very boring. Like, I'm great at plugging my stuff. We played this line I played against the Catalan earlier. Against d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight f3, d5, knight c3. We try to force a draw with c5, cd5, cd4. Then we see if we can make the Karlsbad work. If not, we'll have to look at some Nimzo. That's the plan. What time is it? It's time for at least another, probably 2 more chess games. So let's do it and play against Bogda. Game new. Oof. I have a raging headache. Is that what you get from sleeping 2 hours, then being up for 6 hours, then sleeping for 3 hours without any food intake, only only drinking coffee. Sometimes I'm feeling I'm not living life the way you're supposed to live it. What is this? E6 and C6. Okay, first of all, probably knight C3 wasn't critical, but I guess we still go queen B3 and C5. No, that's what people usually do. Sometimes I worry in these positions because we are always taught you go b4, b5 and you're much better. That black might have some counters. I think with a knight on d7, he's not in time to counter too seriously. But sometimes, especially when the knight is on b8, the computer all of a sudden says, yeah, don't care about any of your nonsense. So I'd like to go e3, then does knight h5 bother me? If h3, can he punish me for not developing any pieces? The usual questions, but I'll go h3. Now black should be very fast, because if I get e3 and get my pieces out, the queenside will collapse. I think instead of knight e4, he should probably have taken here. Then hope for the best after cb, knight b5. Duda fan is saying, just drink yerba mate. Yerba mate or yerba mate instead of coffee. I don't know. I don't enjoy mate that much. So I always assumed I wouldn't like mate that much either. Could be wrong. Rook e8. No, we take and go bishop a6. No? No, the thing is, if black doesn't get play quickly here, he's just lost on the queen side. e5, do we take? Doesn't make a big difference. I also like this pawn, so maybe I can just keep the tension for a move. Rook b8, bishop c6, I'm still quite happy with. fb8, he's begging me to take. I'll take eventually. Wait for it. Now we take. I have a lot of stuff, no? So I should be in good shape. Because of all my extra material. Bogdan, do you agree? Rook b8. Brought to you by the Chicken Chess Club. Don't go c7. You can't let that rook on a8 live. It's too dangerous. It needs to be eliminated. I laugh. But sometimes my own cowardice keeps me up at night. Because I'm afraid of falling asleep. Does that make sense? Not sure. Sorry. Not the smoothest conversion anybody's ever seen. But should be smooth enough, fortunately, because of the tremendous head start I got starting with all this extra material. No checks, please. Behave. It feels like an uphill battle for Bogdan from here, not gonna lie. Hard to make a move. It's classical Zugzwang situation. Thanks for the game, Bogdan. All right, shall we play one more? Quick one. Real quick one. Let's see if this guy's still here. Hex 1000, A6, that's the spirit. Hex is saying, the French is not crappy enough of an opening for me. I want an extremely crappy version of the French. And he might succeed. Rook a4 feels a bit meek, I'll admit. I'm waiting for him to castle so I can take. But if he doesn't castle, what am I gonna do? Maybe some empty attacking gestures? He's not impressed. Hex is not impressed. Probably rightly so, actually. Oh boy. I wanted to go queen h5, but now I'm having second thoughts after g6, queen h3, knight d4, if I really achieved anything. So, gotta admit that I was being an idiot and bring the knight back. As painful as it is. And it is very painful. Does this go here? Rook c8. I want to go here just to annoy. Not sure how annoying it is. King f8, okay, so at least it was maybe a little annoying. I don't know what this rook is doing there. Let's bring it back. Hi, Blunder Panda. How are things? Need a new username change, or are you still happy being called Blunder Panda? Is g4 a good move? We don't know. Blunder Panda's still happy. Good to hear. What am I supposed to do? Do you push your h-pawn here? At g8. Nah, I don't want to exchange that knight. Now that you put it in the middle of nowhere, I should have played g5, I guess, like a normal person. But it's too late. Yeah, this was not my best maneuver. Not sure what my best maneuver was. Kaz is saying, is it your real name? A bit of an insult by Jan? Or perhaps I'm misunderstanding how this works. So your assumption is that Blunder Panda is his real name, that his passport is saying Mr. or Mrs. Blunder Panda, and that I'm making fun of it. Is that the assumption, Cass? Just checking what the accusation is so I can defend myself. I can elaborate. Elaborate? That Blunder Panda was once unhappy with his username. And I took time out of my incredibly busy schedule of doing nothing to change his username manually. What I can't recall is if I chose Blunder Panda or if he chose himself. My hunch is I chose it. That's why I had to confirm. Ooh, d4 is a bit of a problem. But I have to justify myself here, so that's very important. I had to confirm that he's comfortable with the name. I hope that clears it up, Cass. If Cass is your real name, I didn't mean to insult you by calling you Cass. Thanks for the game, Hex. I was dead lost here. But I was under intense questioning. Here, d4 could have been a bit of an issue. Cass is saying, okay, they use similar names in kids' chess. I see. Are those their real names in kids' chess? Or are they like made-up names? Like these kids. Maybe their real name is like John Panda. And then they call him Blunder Panda because he blunders. Kids can be very cruel. Honest but cruel. Speaking of kids can be cruel, I will now go check if my kids can be asleep. My best guess is my son is asleep, but my daughter's still awake. We shall find out. Thank you so much for watching. To partake in the next edition of this fantastic show, go premium on Chess24 using the code Yanistan. You get 40% off. It's been fun. Thanks to Super Grandmaster Anish Giri for stopping by, and see you next time. Bye. Stay tuned.